Raider ReACTION is for mature audiences only. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And where is that, might you ask? Well, it's just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman and a scholar, as well as a man of commerce, so if you slip him what you should, he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, you're going to pass a deep dark alley to your immediate right. As you stroll past, a cool breeze hits you as it chills you right to your skeletal core. Is it the autumn wind? You goddamn right! Should you venture down that deep dark alley, Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that a certain few like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Wednesday, it goes to the post with Prime and the Commish as we drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league-wide, touching on the entire slate of games. Oh. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, Prime. It says I can't add you, so something's wrong there. Hold on. Uh-oh. Prime, it says I can't add you. That's no good. So, we gotta fix that. Well, I'll get Prime hooked up here. Well, Prime will be joining us here momentarily, as I don't know why I can't add him to the show currently. I have ad options for several others, but not Prime. Let's get him in here one way or the other. Well, we will be shortly rolling through the entire slate of the Week 16 games, and we would like you to join along with us. Make your picks in the comment as well as we roll through the entire slate of Week 16. Week 15 was rough. Hold on, let me see if I can get Prime added in here. I don't know why. Not able to get him. Okay. Well, we may have to go old school. If that's the case, that's the case. But we won't get Prime in the show here. Alright, so back to where I was, Week 15. It was an interesting week. There was a lot of big upsets. The Chargers-Kansas City game kicked it off first. I hate technical difficulties. I hate them. They're the bane of my existence. When you are trying to do a live freaking show and something doesn't work. It's horribly frustrating. I don't know what's going on. Alright. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know why I can't have you on via video, but I can't for some damn reason. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I was just about to check my settings and stuff.
I don't know. But moving on, we'll go old school with it. It is what it is. All right. So Week 15 was a rough week, Prime, for both of us. Unfortunately, it was more of a rough week for me than it was for you. You went 9-7. And I went 7-9, so I picked up a few of those games back. You got a couple of them back on me. I gained some ground on you the week before, but you went 6-10 the week before, so it was rough.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, there were some upsets all around, man. I don't even know what happened. The last couple of weeks in the NFL have been nothing but a bunch of surprises. I mean, who would have thought that, I don't know, the Chargers were going to beat the Chiefs? Who would have thought that the Patriots were going to lose to the Dolphins? I mean...
I agree. It's been a crazy couple weeks. So, to get caught up with where we're at standing-wise, Prime, you are sitting at 127 and 83 on the season. I am sitting at 115 and 95. I am 12 games back now. I pulled it within 10, but I lost 2 this last week, so I'm now 12 back with 2 weeks to go. So it's not looking good for my comeback, but we'll see how it fares here the last 2 weeks.
Right on. Well, you know, it's getting harder and harder to pick because all of a sudden this NFL seems like it's just out of control. I don't know. Everybody's like level. All the teams that seemed unbeatable suddenly got beat. All the teams that were losing a bunch started winning. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's the NFL, and you're getting down this playoff run now, so you should start to see a little bit of division as who's the front runners and who's not. So let's get into it, Prime. We've got Saturday football again this week. There's no Thursday night game this week. Thursday night games are done. That was the last one. Was last week. We go right into, you got 2 Saturday night games. Your first one is 4:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff time. It's the Redskins at the Titans. Who you got in this one, Prime? What are you thinking on this one?
The Titans have been playing some really good football all of a sudden. They got Derrick Henry running like he was down in Alabama, man. I don't see the Redskins getting it done this week at all. I mean, they haven't been the same ever since Alex Smith went down. They started out really well. I thought they may end up winning the division, but ever since that quarterback went down, they have not been playing all that great outside of like 199-yard run by Adrian Peterson, shaking off the dust of those old bones. But nonetheless, yeah, I got to go Titans this one.
I was shocked that Washington pulled out a win last week, but then when you look at it, was against Jacksonville. You got to be like, Jacksonville's they're in a downward spiral. It's the bad juju, man. Freaking Jalen Ramsey ran his mouth, and ever since, they've been getting, it's just bad juju.
Yeah, I drank some of that Kool-Aid too. I thought Jacksonville was going to do something this year, especially after the success they had last year. But I have no idea. I mean, they had a bunch of guys injured, but that happens all over the league.
Well, it looks
they
like
just have not.
Everybody's picking the Titans. Ashley's picking the Titans. Line's picking the Titans. Jukebox says the Titans. It looks like everybody's picking the Titans across the board. I got to go with the Titans as well, Prime. I just can't see Washington pulling this one out. No, I don't either. I mean, they got one against Jacksonville. Enjoy that, because that's probably it for you guys for the year. Pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
Now, your primetime game for Saturday night is actually a pretty good game and a possible playoff matchup in the AFC, as you've got the Baltimore Ravens sitting at 8-6 at the 11-3 Los Angeles Sparklers, Chargers, whatever you prefer to call them. After beating the Chiefs, the Chargers are now in the argument and the possibility of getting a number 1 seed, a first-round bye at least, possibility of winning the AFC West. And Baltimore is they're still in the division title hunt and deep in the wild card race. So this is an interesting game for Saturday night in the playoff picture. Who are you guys picking? And who are you picking, Prime?
Well, I have to go with the Chargers right now. I think Phillip Rivers is actually playing like an MVP. He's having one of the best seasons he had, even though Keenan, he went down with a hip injury.
I think he's back, though. I think he's back soon.
Well, if he's back, Keenan Allen's a stud, But at the same time, Lamar Jackson for the Ravens has been playing out of his mind. Who would have thought, man? I figured when Joe Flacco got hurt that Lamar might come in and win maybe a couple of games or something like that, but they would go back to Flacco. But no, they're not. They're sticking with Jackson right now, and he's playing well. I mean, he's giving them a dynamic that Joe Flacco never could, and that's running down the field. He makes plays. He extends plays. This is a hard one to pick, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I need to gain a game on you, and that leans me a little on this one, because I need to gain another game on you. But I see where the Chargers could slip a little on this one. I mean, last week was a big hype game, and the Ravens are just a different kind of team. The quarterback situation now and the guy that they're starting really puts a different twist on things, and I think that's going to be a different dynamic for them this week. And I think they're going to be able to steal one in LA. I'm going with Baltimore. I'm taking the Ravens in this one. Ravens. I think I'm with Oak Hill. I think the Ravens defense gives Phillip Rivers some troubles, and I think their quarterback gives the Chargers defense some troubles, and that's going to be enough that they can pull out a win. I'm going with the Ravens.
All right, we're split on one so far.
There's one we're split on. There's one game I'm gaining. We'll see. All right, so let's get into the Sunday slate of games. As you have the 5-9 Giants at the 8-6 Colts. The Giants, I picked them last week after they'd won the week before. I thought they were really gonna, maybe put something together, and then they just do nothing last week. And then the Colts, they destroy Dallas and make them look like a freaking joke, which, even though I picked Dallas, that was great. Anytime Dallas gets shut out, that's a beautiful thing.
I picked the Colts on that one, so.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll take that one wrong just to watch Dallas get beat like that. That was great. But
Yeah, but I mean, Andrew Luck right now is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and no one's even watching his games, maybe outside of Indianapolis. So, I mean, right now, I don't know how he's doing it. I know they're getting some better offensive line play, but they got one wide receiver who's hurt half the time. I mean, he's playing hurt, but he's hurt. Anyway, and that's T.Y. Hilton.
yeah,
And other than that, I mean, they found a running game. The defense is suddenly making plays. I have no idea who's even on that defense, and they're making plays. So right now, it's hard for me to pick against the Colts. I don't think anybody in the NFL wants to play those guys right now.
I agree with you. The Colts are hot right now. They're 8-6. They're still chasing the Texans, who just they just won't lose. They win again this week. I mean, their winning streak had ended the week before, but they get back in the win column again, and the Colts are still chasing them. And the Colts are tied with the Titans at 8-6. So it's a tight race there in the AFC South, and this is a big game for the Colts, and I think they handle the Giants as well. I'm with you on this one, Prime. I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah. Not to mention the Giants. I think Odell Beckham is still hurt. So.
Yeah, I know he's not 100%. I'm not sure if he's playing this game or not. Let's see. All right, next up on the docket is, we talked about Jacksonville, how bad they're doing. They're sitting at 4-10. They looked like shit last week. Lost to the Redskins. And they're playing 7-7 Miami. Miami is... They come off the big win in New England, but then they didn't look great against Minnesota last week. So Miami sitting at 7-7. Don't really know what they are. They're chasing the 9-5 Patriots. 2 games out with 2 games left. How do you see this one?
I don't know. Miami shocked everybody with their win over New England. And whatnot else. So, let's see. I don't have it in front of me. So where's this game being played?
This game is in Miami. I mean, it's a state rivalry game here. You got the Jags and the Dolphins. I got to take Miami in this one. T Courts is taking the Ray Finkles for the win. Laces out, Dan. Laces out.
Yeah, I got to follow suit, man. I got to go Miami with this as well. The game is at home. I know it's an interstate rivalry. So, I mean, yeah, Jacksonville might show up and make it a game, but, yeah, right now, Miami, I think they're playing pretty confident football.
Yeah, they're still in the hunt. I mean, they're sitting at 7-7. They got a chance to finish 9-7. Now, this would be a big win for them. So, obviously, at home, late in the season, they're still in the argument. You would think they would play all out this game. It looks like across the board, everybody else is picking Miami as well. Mark Anthony's on with Miami. Lyons is on with Miami. Looks like everybody else kind of is following suit with us on that one, Prime. I think Miami looks like the pick on that one. Now, next you've got 2 teams in the NFC South. And both teams that were expected to be something have become very disappointing. As you've got 5-9 Atlanta, who you've got Matt Ryan, who's got MVP type numbers, and then 6-8 Carolina. Carolina's at home. They are just, Carolina has completely fallen apart.
Yeah, they're in a downward spiral right
Six
now.
in a row.
I have no idea what's going on in Carolina. Now, of course, I mean, they've gotten a lot of offense out of Christian McCaffrey, and still they end up losing the game. Cam Newton hasn't looked like himself. I think he's nursing a shoulder injury.
Yes.
He's got no zip on the ball.
None. I think they're going to shelf Cam. I don't think
I don't know if they can shelf Cam and win anything.
Well, I don't either. I think Carolina's done. Cam's expected to miss the rest of the 18 season because of that shoulder issue. They're not going to push it. I mean, obviously after a six game spiral, he's done. So he's out. They're saying he's expected to miss the rest of the year, and I gotta go Falcons in this one, man. No Cam Newton is an L for Carolina.
Yeah. Unless something crazy happens, it's going to be Atlanta winning this game. I mean, Matt Ryan is a decent quarterback. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's the play calling or what, but Atlanta hasn't performed to the level in which everyone expected. So, I mean, yeah, I think they'll turn it around and, get a good win against Carolina.
Yeah, we will see. We will see if Carolina can bolster anything without Cam Newton. Hell, maybe they'll be better without Cam Newton. Who knows? We'll see.
It's possible. I mean, he was kind of detrimental to the team because, he just couldn't throw the ball. There was no deep ball. I mean, that's why.
What?
That's why McCaffrey ended up with a touchdown pass. I mean,
that too. There's that reason why he's a fucking crybaby. But I'm well on the record as not being a big Cam Newton fan. So.
Oh yeah. But you gotta admit, I mean, Cam Newton, when he's on, he's not a bad quarterback, and in fact, he can get some wins.
Yeah. It's true. He's big and athletic. It's just he's not terribly accurate, and I question how good of a team player he is because when you've got the reports coming out of there, players that was there of how much of an ass he is, and I don't know. He comes off bad in his losses, and he comes off like a cock in his wins. So, I don't know. I don't know.
When you've been called Superman since you were a junior in high school,
I guess it'll go to your head. It'll go to your head a little bit, I guess. Speaking of interstate rivalries, we've got the interstate matchup of 6-8, the Cincinnati Bengals coming off their win against the Raiders, against the 6-7-1 Cleveland Browns. The Browns are at home. Cincinnati's going on the road, going upstate to play the Browns. Who do you got in this one, Prime? It's an interesting game.
I got the Browns, man. They've just been winning as of late. They've been playing some good football. They got a good defense. They got Baker Mayfield. Man, the Browns have been playing well, and they're not a bad team. I think they're only going to get better. And in fact, they're going to beat Cincinnati, which I thought the Raiders would do last week. But
me too. We'll get into that in a minute. We're coming to them. But they're last on the docket because they're the Monday night game. Yeah, Cincinnati actually looked better than expected with Driscoll at quarterback, and Joe Mixon's pretty much carrying that team right now, and they could do the same thing against Cleveland. But I gotta go with, I gotta go with Cleveland in this one as well. I just 2 in a row. Cleveland's, they're coming around, man. They're coming around, and I just don't think the Bengals ran into a Raider team that just wasn't about it, unfortunately, last week. And I think they're going to get a team that is about it this week. And Cleveland's got something to fight for. They feel like they're going somewhere, and I think they come into this game all out. All out. So,
Yeah.
I'm with you on this one. Looks like everybody else. Who you guys got up in the guys watching? Throw it up in the comments. Who you got, Cleveland or Cincinnati in the Battle of Ohio? Now, moving on, you've got the 5-9 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 8-6 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas off the bad loss last week, the shutout. Tampa Bay went down to Baltimore, which I think everybody knew was going to happen.
Yep.
Who you got in this one, Prime? Do you see a bounce-back game for Dallas?
I mean, Dallas got shut out for the first time since like 2009 or something like that. Man, I think Garrett, the coach, man, he needs to go. I hope Jerry Jones fires him, or I hope Jerry Jones keeps him, because I'm not much of a Cowboy fan myself. But nonetheless, I think they do get back on track against the Buccaneers. You know, all it'll take is about 2 or 3 interceptions from famous Jameson. Next thing you know, yeah, the Cowboys are going to end up with the W. So that's about where I'm at.
I'm picking an upset in this one. I am picking the Bucs to beat the Cowboys, only because I think you're going to have one of those games. 0 Buccaneers were voted into the Pro Bowl this week, much like the Raiders, who got 0 voted in as well. Mike Evans is having a career year, and I just have a feeling that him and Jameis Winston are gonna hook up and go big on the Cowboys this week. And I think you're gonna have one of those big games out of Jameis that he only has every once in a freaking while. And I'm picking the Bucs in this one, in the upset in Dallas. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Wow. Wow.
Jameis has one of them games in him every once in a while. And
It's true.
they have nothing to really play for. They're 5-9, and Dallas's defense is not stellar. And I just think it's like that perfect storm. And if Dallas loses this game, they full panic mode will be coming on Big D. Oh, the shit will hit the fan. It'll be full on panic mode. Yes, it will. But I'm going with the Bucs in an upset.
All right.
We'll see.
It is an upset down there in Dallas. Yeah. It would be a fast track. Amari Cooper might have one of those games, you know. He seems to have had a resurgence with the Cowboys.
Fuck that guy. I don't know him no more.
All right. And Ezekiel Elliott, you know, as much as I don't like the Cowboys, I'll tell you, he's a good running back. And he didn't have much of a game last week. I think he's going to have a little comeback of his own.
That some bitch murdered my fantasy team at the beginning of the season. I scabbed it back
He was
together.
out for a while.
I scabbed it back together, but it was a little too late. All right, moving on. Minnesota, 6-1 Minnesota against 5-9 Detroit. Detroit's at home. Minnesota's coming off a win. Detroit lost to the fucking Bills. Minnesota's still fighting for something. Minnesota's still fighting for something. Who you guys got? You got Lions or Vikings? Throw it up in the comments.
I'm going to go Vikings on this one. They seem to discover their running game, and if they will run the ball like they used to, it's like that offensive coordinator got a new quarterback in Kirk Cousins and was just like, all right, I'm going to throw the ball 40 times a game and forget the run. You know, and that's not what kind of team that is. So if they can get back to running the ball, they should have no problem with the hapless Lions.
Oh, I tell you what. You've got, it's about split in the comments so far. More people are taking the Lions than I thought. I'm actually leaning towards the Lions in this game. kind of somewhat along the lines of Jameis Winston. Matthew Stafford is not a terrible quarterback, and he can have a 4-touchdown game at any given time. It is at home. It is in Detroit. It is in the Dome. They're both Dome teams, so I don't know if that really, freaking matters a whole hell of a lot. But it is at home, and I'm going to pick Detroit in this one. Detroit they've been up and down all year, and Minnesota's kind of in the same way, and I think Detroit's going to have an up game. Minnesota's going to be down, and they're going to take this one. Stafford's going to have a big game, and I'm picking Detroit.
All right. I already know what happens when you pick Detroit.
Yeah,
they don't come through.
They usually don't. But I can say the same for the Vikings. I mean, both. There's a reason. There's a reason these two are sitting across the kiddie table from each other, staring quietly. There's a reason. They both kind of run the same MO. A little bit of choke action.
Yeah.
Buffalo, 5-9 Buffalo, man, coming off a win. 5-9, they're resurgent. Divisional rivalry against at 9-5 New England.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go New England on this one.
Well, you're really going out on a limb there, Prime. I mean, don't step too far out on that limb.
Yeah. But, after losing to Miami and such, man, the Patriots, I don't know, is Father Time finally catching up with Tom Brady? I have no idea.
It's a little, there's some twinges of it. You're starting to see it where, he just can't force everything to happen. You're starting to see, well, Gronk can't help carry the team anymore. As you've seen that at the end of the Miami game, his big lumbering ass is not the same as it used to be. And
oh no, Gronkowski is a shell of a man he once was.
Completely. Fucking knee braces,
back, elbow, and knee injuries for that guy, or maybe too much time on the booze cruise.
And back, I think he's got some back issues too. Yeah, he's not good. And the rest of the team around him, I mean, James White has been has been big for him, but they're really starting to come down to earth. And if they weren't in the AFC least, they would have a much more difficult road. They got 4-10 New York, 5-9 Buffalo, and the best competition they got is 7-7 Miami. I mean, come on, that's weak.
That whole division is weak, and I'll pick the Patriots here, but boy, oh boy, when we get down to our playoff special, I don't know if I can go with the Patriots very far. They'll make it because they'll win that division because that division is weak, but there are so many other better teams in the AFC. Yeah, they got no chance. So
T-Court
they'll beat Buffalo this week.
T-Court says Belichick looks like the lady from the Goonies. The old lady from the Goonies. He does kind of look like the old lady from the Goonies.
Who looks like the old lady from the Goonies?
Bill Belichick. It's a very uncanny resemblance.
It's Mama Fratelli.
That's a very uncanny resemblance. Well, I gotta go with New England too. I can't go out on a limb and go Buffalo on that one. There's no friggin' way in hell. I can't go with Buffalo on that one. Next up, you've got a battle of two teams, which just, I guess, it's a battle of draft picks, really. Green Bay's 5-8-1. They fired their coach. And they're just not good all of a sudden. They lost to Chicago, but they're going on the road. They're going to New York to play the 4-10 Jets. I mean, this is what are they even playing for game? But somebody's got to win it.
Yeah, somebody's got to win it. Gosh, and Sam Darnold versus Aaron Rodgers. and both teams are just not that good. So,
No.
you know, you got Aaron Rodgers playing rogue. I mean, he's calling his own plays and calling audibles and all whatnot. He doesn't listen to anybody but himself right now.
Yeah, and he's not doing a good job at it either. Currently.
No, that's true. So screw it, man. I'm going Jets. The Jets are going to find a way to win. They play good at home sometimes. Yeah.
Apparently, a couple times this year, they've played good at home. Twice.
Yeah.
There you go. So maybe this will be their third time. I'm going with Green Bay. I think Green Bay shreds them. It looks like most folks in the comments are with me. Although Ralph's on board with you. Ralph's he's Jets, Jets. He's like,
Yeah.
Come on, say it.
It's tough, but man, they can figure out a way. A little ball control, run it, play good D. Wait for Green Bay to make some mistake because they seem to do that every week now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't go with the Jets. I got to go with Green Bay on this one. I'm going with Green Bay. And moving on, we've got this two teams. It's at New York, Bob. That one's at New York. The next game up, we've got 10-4 Houston, who's in the driver's seat in their division right now. They're sitting at 10-4. They had their long winning streak. They lost last week, but then they've bounced, or the week before last, and then they bounced back with the win last week. And then you got Philly. It's in Philly. Philly's now 7-7. Houston's going on the road to Philadelphia. Wentz is shelved. Nick Foles has entered in. And now you can see, oh my God, here's the story. It's laying itself out. Nick Foles returns.
Yeah.
Seriously?
You know what? Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
Maybe. I'm
MVP of the Super Bowl. A couple years ago, he had like one of the most, one of the most insane seasons. I think he had like 2 interceptions and I don't know, a bunch of touchdowns one year. The year like Chip Kelly was there, couldn't do it the following year. Sat on the pine, got traded, came back, I think, and then leads him to the Super Bowl last year and wins it. I'm sorry, Carson Wentz. Yeah. He's an injury waiting to happen. He's injury prone.
He's the new version of Sam Bradford. He's the new version of Sam Bradford. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. This is a tough game. Philly's they're right there where if they lose this game, they're dead. I don't think they can bounce back if they lose this game. They're one game out of the division title right now, and they're chasing the Cowboys, and they need this win bad. They're at home.
Yeah.
Man, this is a tough one here.
Philadelphia is not an easy place to play.
No, it is not an easy place to play, especially when you're a team like Houston, a Southern team, and you're traveling all the way up there. I'm not sure what's the weather up there in Philly, Jukebox. Hook us up with the weather report.
It's cold. It's wintertime.
I would assume it's cold. Jukebox is up there in PA. What's the weather like? What's the weather like? Going to be up there? Because I think that could be a big determining factor when you're talking about the Houston game.
Now, if you put this game on snow or something like that, or some cold rain, oh no, it's curtains for the Texans. They don't like that sort of thing. They are a Southern team. They play in a dome. Yeah, man. The Texans would be, but oh gosh, on a dry field, I'm going Texans.
Going Texans.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going Eagles. I can see this one going either way. I need to pick up a game on you, and I'm going Eagles.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's doable. They're at home. And I'm going Philly. I'm going the defending champs to see if they can get one here at the when they really need one at the end to keep themselves alive. We'll see. We'll see.
You know, when you win the Super Bowl, the following season, every team seems to try and give you their best shot.
Well, yeah, you got a target now.
The Texans' best shot is, I don't know, hard to beat. Hard to beat.
True. Now we've got the Los Angeles Rams, 11-3. They're on a 2-game losing streak, Prime. They've really come down to earth here, and they're playing a good game to get themselves back up. It's 44 degrees up there in Philly, Jukebox says. That ain't terrible. That's football weather right there. That you can deal with that.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. Against the 3-11 Arizona Cardinals. So you got the 11-3 Rams, 2-game losing streak on the road to Arizona. Well, it's a good get right game on the schedule for the Rams, as they are going to freaking absolutely shred the Cardinals. It's gonna be ugly. Bad.
Rams, definitely.
Ugly game.
Down my mind.
The Rams get their 12th win, and they get right on this game, and this is gonna be bad, really bad.
I don't see how anyone could pick the Cardinals to win another game until maybe 2020.
Damn.
I mean, they are rebuilding like no other. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald, he was debating on whether or not to come back next year. He should not. He should just hang it up. Because so that way he can retire a Cardinal, and, you know, he can be, you know, Larry Fitzgerald, the legend that he is, or whatever. I don't know. He's a Hall of Famer, you know?
He is. I agree. I think Fitzgerald's a Hall of Famer. He's had a great career. He is one of the elite in the league.
Him up so he doesn't have to put himself through such misery. I mean, this is going to be a smudge on the old record, man. Like, man.
Well,
the rebuild job in Arizona right now, I don't envy anyone who has to do it. So.
Yeah, they're a mess, and you know I can sympathize because we're right there with them, tied for record for who's going to get the first overall pick. So. I feel their pain. We're in the middle of a rebuild, somewhat similar. Next game, you've got 10-4 Chicago. Chicago's got a chance to grab the #1 seed or first round bye in the NFC. They're looking like the real deal with that defense and that guy they added by way of trade this year. They're on the road, going out west to play San Francisco, who's 4-10. This is win number 11 for Chicago. I don't see how San Francisco even remotely holds up to their defense.
Yeah, the Bears are going to win this game. I think Matt Nagy is one of the most creative play callers, you know, in the NFC. I mean, they're playing like there's no stars in that locker room, at least on the offensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, it is like every man just doing his job and working to get the win. They don't care who actually gets the ball or gets a touchdown. It is pretty outstanding, I have to admit. And I'm not a Bears fan, but Trubisky, they got a tight end, Trey Burton, I think his name is. They got Tariq Cohen and the other running back. They're playing actually really creative and fun to watch football. And yeah, they traded a first-round draft pick for this one defensive player who's one of the best in the league, and he's elevated that entire defense. And
yes.
Yeah, the 49ers, on the other hand, not the same route. Although they had high hopes at the beginning of the season.
Yes, they did. High hopes, but those hopes come crashing down. And unfortunately, not good. And Chicago, Jesus Christ, it's Chicago all the way. Good Lord. It's going to be an ugly game. Their defense is going to destroy them. It's going to be a bad game. Not going to be good. not going to be good. Now, these next two games, Prime, your last late game, your only 4:25 Eastern Time game, which is two playoff teams. You've got the 8-5-1 Pittsburgh Steelers against the 12-2 New Orleans Saints. The Saints they've been winning lately, the last two games, but it's been more. Score's been brought down. Defenses, it's been a complete team win with much less scoring than you typically see out of a Drew Brees-led team. But they're still winning.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew Brees has looked pretty mortal. Pretty run-of-the-mill the past few weeks. Even that last game, they won 12-9 over Carolina. And Drew Brees, he threw an interception on a 2-point conversion, and that actually got returned all the way for the pick two. I guess that would be
the pick two. Yep. The pick
Meanwhile,
two.
the Steelers play like they got a chip on their shoulder. They're Steelers play like it's them against the world or something like that. I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh. So, this is not an easy game to pick.
No, it's not.
It's in New Orleans. And New Orleans, that's a whole other environment, man. So, yeah, I got to go Saints on this one.
I'm going to go Saints as well. Pittsburgh's been up and down. They didn't look great against the Raiders. And then they come out and they get a big win against New England. They're up and down, and no Le'Veon Bell. Connor's beat up. I don't know. I got to lean towards New Orleans. You've had two very pedestrian games for Drew Brees, and he's due to break out, man. He's had a phenomenal year, and he's at home, and I think he's gonna have a big game and a bigger game than Raplesberger's gonna have this week. And I take the Saints as well. I gotta agree with you on that one.
Well, this could be a shootout, though, and it might come down to whoever has the ball last.
Yeah, in a shootout, I'll still take Drew Brees most of the time. He seems to do pretty well in those.
Yeah, Drew Brees and Mike Thomas versus Roethlisberger and AB, Antonio Brown, and
Juju
Schuster.
Can't forget Juju.
Juju. Yeah, they got a bad juju going on this week. They're gonna, there's no juju for the Steelers.
No, not
New
this
Orleans,
week.
Man.
Not this week.
They got all the juju. They got the mojo in New Orleans. So.
And now then, moving on from that last game, in the Sunday night game, you've got another playoff matchup basically, between an AFC playoff probably contender and an NFC playoff contender, with the 11-3 Kansas City Chiefs going on the road to take on the 8-6 Seattle Seahawks. Mahomes, Russell Wilson, possible Super Bowl matchup? Who knows?
You could have said that about the Saints and the Steelers.
You
too.
could have.
But yeah. Right now I don't think anyone is outscoring the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes is playing like an MVP as well. I've mentioned two guys playing like MVPs. Patrick Mahomes and Phillip Rivers. Man, they're both in your division. That ain't even right. Oh, man. Anyway. But, Mahomes is just out of his mind. The guy keeps on producing. They lose their running back. Their defense sucks. And somehow, they just keep on putting up 30, 40 points. Man, it's crazy. So, yeah, they're a little bit upset because they lost to the Chargers, on a 2-point conversion to win the game.
Yeah.
Talk about cojones, man. Cojones right there. Anyway.
Well,
but I got to go Chiefs here. I don't think the Seahawks have enough to keep up.
I am going to go Seahawks at home. Russell Wilson. They need this worse. They need this more than Kansas City needs theirs. They are in the middle of a fight right now. At 8-6, they're not going to win the division because they're trailing the Rams. That means they're in the playoff hunt. Right now, they're in the driver's seat. They're holding the number 1 wild card spot, and a loss would kill them. A loss would kill them and could put them on the verge of being out of the playoffs. So Seattle's playoffs almost starts this week, and it's a home game for them. Yes, you can say all the great things about Mahomes. But I can say just as many things about how Russell Wilson has put this team on his back this year, and a team that pretty much everybody wrote off and said they weren't going to be nothing this season. Well, Russell Wilson has made them something this season, and I think he shocks everybody. I think people start to get that weird concern right before the playoffs about the Chiefs. They're going to drop this game. It's going to be their second in a row, and Seattle gets a big win at home, and I think that win will vault them into the playoffs. That's my pick.
Yeah, I mean, they got a good shot, and they got Russell Wilson, who is a good quarterback. They're getting some play out of Carson, their running back. I mean, Pete Carroll is a decent coach as well. He's not a bad coach at all, actually. I think he's a good coach. I just think, I'm going with the Chiefs right now. They're the team that, even though they lost last week, I mean, boy. And I think did I pick the Chargers to win? I don't recall.
Hold on. No, neither one of us picked the Chargers to win. We both missed that game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Damn,
yeah.
T-Courts. T-Courts is
It's right now.
today.
The Chiefs I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in the Midwest and I keep hearing about them. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, God, that'd be fucking sickening.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, it is.
I'd be sickening.
I go to work and all the Chiefs fans have all their Chiefs gear up and
Jesus
whatnot, and
fucking Christ.
man, it's terrible. They're just all. There's something different about Kansas City. I don't know when the last time you were there, but that town is. I don't know. I don't like it.
No, I've never liked Kansas City, really. It's never done anything for me. Whatever.
I don't know. I do have some family there, and they're cool.
Well, I don't know anybody there,
Yeah.
so.
And I saw one of the best concerts I ever saw in Kansas City. So.
Yeah. Well, you're going
Man, I get
Chiefs.
weird about the football.
I'm going Seattle. I'm going
Chiefs.
Denver at Oakland. The last game possibly in Oakland. It's Monday Night Football. It's Christmas Eve. It's divisional. They hate each other. It's always a damn good game. It's usually always close, typically high scoring. There's going to be a lot of emotions in this game because it's a really damn good possibility this is the last game in Oakland as the Oakland Raiders. And with the next week against the Chiefs, the last game as the Oakland Raiders. It may literally be it. This may be it. So, what's your thoughts on this, Prime?
Well, the Broncos haven't been playing that well, but the Raiders have been playing worse. And I don't think, this is their last game at home. One of the last games as titled or named the Oakland Raiders, and they've got their bags packed. They are ready for the off season. I'm sorry. I thought they should have gone into Cincinnati and beat a Bengal team that didn't have their starting quarterback and said, but they just don't seem to have any interest in winning. They've made some stellar moves. We'll see how they play out. They got a boatload of first-round draft picks. I hope it works out. Football is better when the Raiders are good. But this is not it. The Raiders are not good, and I got to go Broncos just because.
Oh, damn. Prime goes Donkeys. Well, I have to disagree with you, Prime. I think the emotions and what this game means to the team and the franchise as a whole, I hope the team absorbs all of that and what this game really means historically in in just the lore of the Raiders, this is going to be probably the last game in Oakland. It needs to be a victory just for the fans. The fans that are going to be there, this is the last game for season ticket holders who have had season tickets for possibly years, decades. They need to go out there and give them this win. And I'm going to pick them to win this game. I hope to hell they win this game. I hope they go out there and finish it off in Oakland with a win. Let the fans storm the fucking field and rip down the goddamn goalpost, tear that fucking place apart. Somebody grab me a seat and message the page, because I'm telling you, I'll pay top dollar for a fucking seat at Oakland Coliseum. Somebody get me one. I know you motherfuckers are going to be stealing them. I know damn right. Somebody's going to get one. I want one. But that's what needs to happen. It needs to be pandemonium. It'll be our little Super Bowl victory for the year. And, you know, we're going to go to Kansas City and probably get our fucking shit kicked in, and then that'll be the end of the year. That's what's going to happen.
Well, that's the way to see it go. Yeah.
I mean, I hope we can go to Kansas City and put up a fight next week, but Kansas City's going to have a lot to play for, and we're going to have shit to play for. So that's a recipe for a fucking freight train, and unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. The Raiders just haven't been playing like they should be. Like they've underperformed all year, even in the wins. Gosh. I mean, they've been on the field. There are times where they've looked disinterested. Like they're just like, whatever, just going through the motions.
Yeah, I agree. In the middle of the season, there were times where I just didn't know what the hell was going on. But I have seen fire out of them the last several weeks. I just don't know what happened in that Cincinnati game. That game just completely got the hell away from them, and they just couldn't get it done. And couldn't stop Joe fucking Mixon, man. That was really what it came down to. Just an inability to stop the run. But there's going to be a lot of emotions in this game. Donkeys Raiders is always a close game. Always is.
It's true.
And I think the emotions of this game plays in our favor, and the Raiders win. And there you go.
It's a true rivalry game.
And that's it.
It is one of those games where you can toss the records out the window, so we'll see. Well,
next week, hopefully we'll have Prime back on via video. Don't know what the hell happened there, so apologize for the technical difficulties. But we got through the picks. We had Prime on the show nonetheless. So thanks for joining us as always, Prime. We'll
next week I'll be on a plane, man.
Oh, that's right.
Back home.
No Prime next week. So
I'm sorry, I have to go celebrate Christmas
there you go.
on the West Coast, and
well, Prime will have his picks in, and I'll roll through to the solo edition. Prime will have his picks in, and we'll see how it shakes out coming into the final week. Prime, we will catch you for playoff time then.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the playoffs. That's some of the best football of the year. I'll see you there, Commish.
All right. Thank you for joining us as always. New and old, our band of pirates, thank you for joining us. Make sure you check out the pinned post at the top of the page. Get your name in the hat for the contest we got going on. I want every one of you to have a chance to get a win. I am out. Be back tomorrow. I'm gonna die. Frog in my throat. Right at the exit. No good. I'm out. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.